Yes. Good day, good evening, and good afternoon. Good whatever time of the day is, wherever you're at, brothers and sisters. It's the grand rising taking place. And tonight I want to talk about what's going on in the world, about brain development, about uh, mental health. The whole planet is really mentally ill. It's coming all forms of, mental illness. People think they're walking around self-righteous, think there's nothing wrong with them, but they criticize other people, but they can't want to say it themselves. But a lot of people are still caught in their childhood state of mind and never grew up out of it. When a child is born, have you ever heard of theta? THETA, theta. That's the first 3 years from when he's born to the 7 years of his life. He's in his lower vibration. He's born with his lower vibration. He's wild. He or she is a theta. Theta is it's where children use their imagination. There's also hypnosis. Just like a child could be playing with toys and stuff. You see how their imagination, they think is real, because they don't know any better. So the best time to indoctrinate a child with a false message is when and during that stage. So you got to teach them out of that. You got to teach them to be master of their own emotions, and you take the mother and father along with the difference to do all of that. The mother and father's roles, they have to be intact in sync with the positive message. The positive message of love, not hate. So a lot of people still caught in their childhood. They never was raised up out of it or grew up out of it. You have to grow yourself up with your parents and teach you to be master of yourself, to give you the wisdom to guide yourself through the world. So most of us leave home unprepared because of the false doctrine, indoctrinated. That's how they see the Bible study, before you're 5 years old, you go on the Bible study. So that's when they indoctrinate you with these imaginative friends, because the imagination is wide open. And imagination is to create. That's why we have imagination. That's how we create things, invent technology, all kind of things. It's through our imagination. Imagine that, and we could put it from thought to paper and from paper to actual technology or anything, whatever you want to call it. Bring it to the light, make sense out of it, put it that way. And a lot of people say, common sense will tell you, you were born with common sense, but were you taught how to use it? Where you talk about the common law. And see, that's the most important thing. We think I see a lot of people, they want to whoop their children for crying. And a child, he communicate through his emotions. And you can always, I tell people, the way we chastise our children come from slavery. We want to whoop. And the slave masters, that's how they used to beat. They message into us. If we don't obey, they beat us in front of everybody. So that's where that whooping theory comes from. And we're still passing it down from generation to generation. I was trying to tell people it's always going to take licks. If you raise your child in the right way from the first 7 years, the mother and father, they ain't sync, you want to have all these problems. See, by the time he get a teenager, 7 years old, he already be mastering his own emotions. Because daddy, the mother, she's there to give the law. Daddy, he's the enforcer of the law. But if you break the family unit down and make it backwards, because a lot of our women in America, we raising them to be men and raising the men to be women. Vice versa. I ain't necessarily say they have to be gay or whatever, but women going out working while the man stay home. And a lot of us are caught up in these video games. And the video games don't teach you morals. That's the parents and the village job to teach you morals, because that's what we're not teaching today. We teach it through materialism. So back theta, You have to grow your child up out of that stage. If you don't, they're gonna be caught in that wild stage. They're gonna be still in that childhood stage. So when they become teenagers, they're untrained, untamed. You're not gonna be able to tell them nothing. They're gonna be wild. They're gonna do what they want to do because they haven't been instructed. If they were taught better, they would do better. That's why we gotta look at the foundation of what we put into our children's heads. See, I want to address the problems that we have for ourselves, black on black crime, why we can't stay married, and baby mama drama, women having kids by 4 or 5 different men, and, that's not natural. But we're so comfortable with the ways of the oppressor that we think it's natural. There's nothing wrong with it. Kids growing up, going to jail, not the women, they going to jail, when they fighting each other, and we don't fight nobody else, but we'll fight each other. So there's something wrong with that picture. There's something we doing wrong to cause all of that. That's why I want to point things out to where if you want to solve a problem, you got to go to where the problem is coming from. So I pointed out. And you got to look at the parents first, because no child is born already knowing his way, knowing his path. It's up to the parents to put them on the righteous path. But right now, we're not doing a good job because the parents, how they going to put the child on the righteous path when they're not on the righteous path? So we got to look at the children. We got to look at the adults and the elders. Are we teaching our children what they need to do to survive and cope with the universe, cope with the world? No, we're not. Not as a whole. Some get through and some don't. The ones that get through, they get the education from college and, make all A's, and them the ones that handpicked to see over as overseers. Because educated people are the most dangerous people. The ones that grew up on the tough side of the mountain, they the ones going to make it to the mountaintop. And we at the mountaintop now, I can't say I see them to get there. And that's a high frequency. And see, right now, we're still vibrating high. So many people that's becoming conscious, melanated people especially. Because the reason for that is because the truth hasn't went nowhere. It's in our DNA. It's in our essence. We are our ancestors. So we pass that message down through our heart. Not through the brains, but through the heart. See, the brain is there for the guy. It got to be programmed to be righteous. But it can also be programmed to be unrighteous. So you're born with the pineal gland. After 18 days of conception, the heart is beating and the pineal gland is there. That's the God gland. You see the true world. That's the first organ in development. So let's see the true world. And it's the astral projection to the heavens, to the stars, our original home. They say, oh, Mike, we come from the dirt. No, we come from the stardust. Oxygen, helium, nitrogen, all 4 of those. And see, we just come from the stars and everything. So we children of the stars are children of the sun. Because the sun, the melanated sun, the melanated stars is what we are made of. Everything is in that. And the stars is in us. So we're a piece of the universe walking the planet. But we also came with instructions and methodology that we use to raise our children and run our families with. So when they brought us over here, they took that away from us. We had it because we are the originals. We're the ones that created the laws. The family foundation, the family structure. We had it way before, thousands of years before any white man, any other man appeared, because they had to mutate. The whole planet was black people. Well, melanated people. The blackness, our true black power is the melanin, the carbon, 666. That's the real black power because it's connected to the universe like nobody else can connect to it because of the melanin, because of the antennas of our hair. So as above, so below, that means that the same laws, cosmic laws, go for us on the planet. The Moat, the laws of Moat. It's cosmic law. It's universal law. So if you go by those 42 laws and everything, you got to teach your child to be that way. They don't come in here as already programmed. We got to program our children. We got to go back to the original. The mother, the father, the children. The father doesn't mother the children. That brings life, and that's family. Not the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. You know how you gonna leave the mother out? Well, she was here first, and that's the fact that the woman, the universe, nature, the earth, Mother Africa, is all being out the feminine energy. So the Book of Genesis, it started off with Genesis. That let you know that the woman was here first, but you know the trickery that they put on her. They want to make the woman seem like she's beneath the man. That's why they say woman came from man's rib. Because every day the woman gave birth to the boy to the girl, the man and the woman. So it's something to that fairy tale story. You know, if you dig into it deep enough, you'll see that women, the mitochondrial gene that she carried, produce all human race on this earth, including man. She's responsible for it because of the mitochondrial gene. The Eve gene. That's what the Eve gene is. So we got to get past the European indoctrination and go back to our original doctrine, the true doctrine. And the thing about it, once a child is born, he might be in that theta, that lower vibration, but he's born with the truth already in his heart. The heart got a memory. It got a brain of its own. It's called a cardiac brain. So most of the time, the heart controls what the brain put out. But how the heart going to control the brain and send the truth to the brain when the brain been tricked by lies? So you stop in that flow, the energy flow, that spiritual flow. And the best way to do that is with religion. They want to keep you in your middle vibration and keep you in your lower vibration. That's where they can control you. Because if you put your children out there untamed and in that lower vibration, they're going to do nonsense things because they were raised by nonsense doctrine. If they was raised by true doctrine, which is common sense, there, use their common sense. Nonsense versus common sense. Lies versus truth. That's what it boiled down to. And right now, we're teaching our children a bunch of repetitious lies, you know. I say, how many times y'all going to keep saying the same thing in these churches and you're not getting nowhere? How many times y'all going to vote and you're not getting nowhere? You get down on your hands and knees praying. Praying is powerful. Yeah, praying, all it is meditation. That's your personal relationship. But they took it as thinking that you're praying for something outside yourself when the only time is within. There's no sky God and no devil in the ground. That's man's duality. That's dual nature. That's what the Cain and Abel. One was able, the other one couldn't. To get you behind me, see, that's part of your medulla oblongata, the aggressive part of your brain. That's your lower vibration. That's the primitive part of your brain. So they say the children, they bad. Look at them, they terrible too. No, they're curious. They don't know any better. That's the time to train and tame them. By the time they get 5 years old, you won't have to even put your hands on them. You know, you have to chastise them, but not the way we've been taught. We've been taught to whip with belts, extension cords, you know, switches. You know, I can understand the switch, but you don't have to leave no whips. I call it the learning tree. Sometimes you have to tear some things around just to keep your child in order and let them know. But we be bullying our kids and say, shut up crying and shut up before I whoop you. You know, they're making them more aggressive. You beating the hell in them instead of at them. And that's how they communicate. They got a spoiled cry. You just let them cry. And don't pay no attention to them. They'll shut up. It's all psychological. That's what life is about, psychology, psychological. And the kids, the children, they know how to manipulate their ways from you cries and stuff. When you pick them up too much, you spoil them. They're going to notice this. And they're going to see that weakness and they're going to play on it. Okay, how old they are. They still play on it. That's why parents got to understand their true natural role of raising their children. Emotions, that's how you communicate. That's the driving force, energy and motion. So your facial expressions and everything, what mood you're in, they tell you a whole lot about you. And you want to be in a happy mood, the loving mood most of the time, because that's what the heart desire. That's what the vibration of love is. It's peaceful and humble. Being not aggressive and not angry. Because you destroy your own self with your own devil. And the devil is the life. So that while you are still caught in that childhood lower vibration, it's because you've been lied to. You haven't been trained to be righteous. But that don't mean you can train yourself. I've seen a lot of guys go to jail and they get out and they change their life. They think some outside God did it, but they went on the inside, the inner man. They don't know they activated their own self, their own God, the little G, the pineal gland, the heart. And once you activate, that's what's really going to be really tested. You're going to really be tested in because now you're accountable. You done heard the truth. And there's one human truth that I'm talking about. That's for every human on this planet. Just like the animals got their laws and their methodology and everything, we got to have ours too. But we're not obeying. That's where the rich man, poor man be. Man is controlling man. See, when we ruled the planet, everything was free. Where we went, we just stepped on it. It was ours. It was free. We just had to adapt to it. The food, the climate, and everything. That's when people started to change to fit the climate. Because of the mitochondrial gene, it leads to all variations of a human being. And that's when it started. See, DNA and nature's got ways to correct itself and evolve. Just like the universe is still growing, we are growing too, and the earth is too. So long as we're in this state of mind, this lower vibration, it's affecting the weather. California, they're getting floods, they're getting snow, floods, and look at the Midwest, and look at the South, the tornadoes. You see, a lot of people don't know that we connected all these things, the animals, the plants, everything, the weather. I tell people, they say, no, Mr. Mike, I say, don't you know Indians used to rain dance? Where do you think they got that from? And those are black Indians, by the way. But see, we done severed our bonds with nature and the universe, and we're not obeying their laws. So that's why it's so much chaos. So nature is talking to us. I hear the voices of it. It's crying out because it's sick because we sick. The animals are sick because we sick. The plants are sick because we sick. But it's all part of evolution. It's part of change. You got to adapt to it. It's not going to adapt to us. Nature never adapts to nothing. We have to adapt to the earth, the weather, the sun. The sun is getting hotter. The ozone is opening up, and the white people are searching now and trying to get some melanin in their skin because they know that's the only way they're going to survive. Because if it's getting hotter and hotter, it's all about adaptation. They won't be able to do it because that's why they get the melanoma, lack of melanin. So we protect it. You could have light skin, black CO melanin, neo melanin, all of that. So the darker you are, the more melanated. And like I say, melanin is productive. It takes light, energy, and sound energy to turn into food for your body nourishment. That's why we are light energy. That's why certain foods we don't have to eat like we eat. Because vegetables, because the chlorophyll in the vegetables is like the melanin in the skin. In your body. So it do the same thing the sun do, the chlorophyll. It absorbs the sun and make the food for the plants. So our melanin absorbs the sun and everything and make food at the sound, like I said, the light energy and the sound energy to turn into nourishment for our body. That's why a lot of black people could fast for long time, long periods of time, long as there's sunlight. You see, the sun fuels everything in our universe. You know, the planets, the moon, and between the moon and the sun, that's how nature is created. The sun is the father, the moon is the mother. The moon cycle is the same as the woman's menstrual cycle. You know, and they turn out Friday the 13th, and it's something that's evil, but it's not. It got something to do with the woman's cycle. So it's a good thing. It's a good Friday, a good 13th. So they turn everything that we produce as good into something that's evil. They just flip the script on it. But now it's time for us to flip the script backwards the way it was originally. That's why we were sent over here, because we were smart enough to figure it out. We figured everything else out. So, hey, anything we could figure our way out of slavery, out of mental part. If we could think about it, that African history and wisdom, we brought it with us. It stole the fruit, but they couldn't steal the root. Now it's time to nourish the root, feed the root, activate the root. And once we activate the root, everybody the conscious people, because it's forcing us to become conscious. Some it is and some it's not. Some going to follow and some are not. Only the chosen one. And you can tell the chosen ones because they went through something rough. It wasn't easy for them to get to the platform that they're at, to the high vibration that they're at. You had to go through something, so when you get there, you be able to explain how not to go back there. Explain to people how we got there in the first place in our lower vibration. Like I say, he was born with it, but we got to teach our children how to. And it's simple if you know the truth and you know the methodology. It's easy. Like I said, we still have that slave mentality, and the church is a building for slaves that's still on the plantation because they're not educated, they're indoctrinated. And like I say, when a child is in that state of mind at 7 years old, that's when they send them to their religions and give them those imaginary friends to make believe. And then you grew up thinking it's real, but it's not. You never seen these people or nothing. You don't know where their graves are, anything. So you just holding on to something that somebody told you as a child that they indoctrinated you with a belief, but you never thought the common sense thing kick in when you believe somebody's coming back to save you, and you don't know you the savior all of the time. You got to save yourself. That's an individual thing. First, you got to have the tools to work with, and that's why I'm addressing our problem. It's simple. The only solution they got against us. So our problem is simple. The only solution weapon they have against us is keeping us from the knowledge of the true nature from it. The true nature that Mother Nature gave you in the universe. It's written in our soul, it's written to our essence, it's written to our heart. It's not going anywhere. So you could be blinded by lies and the truth be right in plain sight, but you can't see it. You can't hear it. That's why you got to hear it before you see it. You can read all the books all you want. You can read the truth, and it won't even register because you won't understand it. And when somebody tell you, because your brain processes information where you hear, not the way you see it. So that's why we got to be careful what we plant into our children's head. If you plant negative in, negative coming out. Positive in, positive coming out. It's simple as that. It's hard when you don't know, but when you do know, it's simple. When the mother doing her role, her natural role, instinct, and she's teaching love, not hate, in the father, she makes sure that the children obey the laws that the mother gives them. And by the time your child is 5 years old, you don't have to put your hands on them. You give them that look. in the association. You're doing something wrong, but you got to stop. So if they train the child in the way it goes, they won't depart. There's many ways you can train your child. A serial killer wasn't born a serial killer. He was molded in shape to be one. A doctor wasn't born to be a doctor. He was molded in shape to be one. Entertainer, the same way. Oh, they gifted. They were born gifted. No, that's a talent. That's learned behavior. And any child has the brain capacity to be whatever he wants to be and be good at it if you go by the right methodology. Because it's all about brain development. People don't talk about that a lot because once you understand your own brain, can't nobody control you and tell you what you can do and can't. You be free mind. Because me, myself, I don't think no man should have authority over another man. I don't think you have to pay for anything. Animals don't pay. You should not have to pay for air, water. It's produced by the sun, nature, and it's free. It's for everybody. So you said two sides of man. They say the gods work the earth and the devils too. You know, we are the gods. But they turn us into devils like them. I know a vibration. They domesticated us. That's what they did. So the psychological thing, that's what we have to deal with and have to fix. And it's fixable. It's just all about understanding of true natural roles. They got us so far caught up in the nature that the entertainment and stuff, they keep you occupied so you don't think for yourself. As long as you live in the American dream, you're making some money, you got your fine car, a nice house, and that's the American dream. And what about Martin Luther King? When they talk about going to the mountaintop, that's a higher frequency. And see, those are the ones that are not chosen. The ones that are chosen, they have died and came back through the babies. Like they say, those are angels. Yeah, the babies are pure. They're untouched. That's why you want to know the truth. Listen to the children. They'll tell you that. There's so many ways they'll break up fights. They'll break up a whole lot of things that you're doing wrong, but deep down inside, they know it's wrong. But if you keep doing it, they're going to pick up on it. You pick up on the same vibration, the same bad habits. And you keep passing that energy down from generation to generation. And the negative energy. It's time for us to start passing the positive energy. That's the vibration of love. That's what the planet needs, the animals need. That's what nature and the universe desire. Because a lot of us it's so in tune with the universe, you can hear it talking to you. The animals talking to you, the trees, everything is talking to you. Brother, I hear voices in all of them. I hear ancestral wisdom, knowledge, in all of them. That's why I say you can't be bound to just one book. Everybody's bound to the Bible says this is all I need. No, it's not all you need. You need information. Like they say, knowledge is power, but the true knowledge is the most powerful. That's what it is really referring to, because a man can't go outside of his knowledge. If you don't have it, you will keep going in circles. So I advise a lot of people. They say, what books do you read? And I say, I advise you to read a book on yourself. Start with your heart. Start with your brain, especially your brain, the heart and brain connection. But I tell them to start with your true African history, not over here. Black History Month and Harry Tubman and all them, they did great things. But what about our history before we got up? That's what we got to start go back to that methodology, teaching our children the true way, because African history is world history. And everybody on this planet got to go by those guidelines that came out of Africa that they took with them. But they got out of hand because they got outside the law, because that lower vibration will take over and start ruling you, and then we'll start ruling other people. So this brain trickery has been going on for thousands and thousands of years. It's just the start. It's just the end of it. We got to go back to the basic instructions. You feed the root the basic instructions, and everything else will be just fine. And kids, when they leave home, they know where they're going, they know who they are, and they know their true power. I mentioned before, the churches control the women, the schoolhouse control the children, and the jailhouse control the men. There's something wrong with that picture. That's when the common sense should start kicking in. Why we keep doing this? Why we do? You ask the questions, but it's answers to it. You on a question, when you ask questions, that means you don't know. That's why children ask their parents, why? Why this? Why that? Parents say, oh, you getting on my nerves and all that. But see, the parents don't have the knowledge to even tell the whole child, but they should have. We have to teach our own children instead of sending them to these white schools to indoctrinate them. They want you to know what they want you to know. We've been Europeanized in an African body. But that's all right. African mindset is coming forth now because you can't kill that. The brain got a strong will to correct itself. So it's no coincidence that a lot of brothers and sisters around the planet are waking up, even the white people, even the non-melanated. They telling the truth. The true Jews, they telling the truth. That were the fabricated Jews, they telling the truth. We are not the original Jews, the house of Judah. And it says in Daniel where it's going to be a cosmic conflict between the false house, the house of Israel, and the false Babylonian house. And I said, there it is right there, Kanye. Y'all were right. See, it's a battle between the fabricated Jews and the house of Israel. See, the house of Israel is the original house, it's the order. And that's us. You call yourself an Israelite or whatever you want. You're African. Yeah. You call yourself Kemet. We all came from the same place. We evolved on the same continent, the same planet. Just like animals, lions, they got their methodology. You put them in a zoo, you just took them out their natural state of mind. It's all about psychology. They're psyching them out, making them pussy cat. And in that natural state of mind, you can't go through that. So that's what we're doing. You leave them out there long enough, he'll revert back to his true nature. And that's what we're going through now. We revert back to our true nature, which is being peaceful, humble, civilized. But we had to start teaching our children to be civilized. And first, we got to understand how to teach our children to be civilized. If the parents are civilized, how you going to civilize your children? That's why I say each generation get smarter, get smarter and wiser. That means we're going to get it back. We're going to evolve back into it. And that's what we have done. That's why it's no coincidence. It's not just anything that's happening out of the blue. We tell you when it was going to happen. And so you never know the time. Yeah, the time is now. A lot of people can feel it, but they can't explain it. A lot of people can see it, but they can't explain it. A lot of people can feel it, but they can't explain it. I just don't know. Oh, the weather is, the time is going by fast as weather is. I just don't know. See, they don't know. But they know it's something happening. And that's the universal nature talking to you. But we so out of tune with it. We're not in our common state of mind. You don't hear those voices. You don't hear those ancestors talking to you through all of these things, because that's why when we evolve on the planet, when we materialize on the planet, everything is already here. The plants, the animals, and everything. We just put ourselves in. Now, study the earth, study the plants, study all this. Study the stars. And our heads kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And by the time we got to the Homo sapiens sapiens, we were a very, very wise man. So we had all the knowledge and the wisdom. And the wisdom got the hand of knowledge. And the wisdom I'm talking about is your true nature, your true methodology, your true self. Not the outer self, but the inner self. You see your outer self in the mirror, you well dressed. You're well dressed on the outside, but you're butt naked on the inside. There's something in your brain telling you something ain't right. I got to stop doing this. I got to stop it. See, our ancestors, they talk to us all the time. Wisdom, but you don't know. You weren't trained to obey that voice until you did something wrong and you get caught. So I'm told myself to do it. So people, when they do dead wrong, they still deny it. That's because the will to be right and truthful is in you. But we got you on camera, sir. But that ain't me. Yeah, out to the end. But that is you. So children, you got to teach them not to lie. They'll lie when they get in trouble. I didn't do it, but you standing right there and you saw them, you know. But they didn't think you saw them. They thought they was doing behind your back. So we got to change what we say, what we put into our children's head, because once you close it up, it's going to be there. And we want to put the truth in. And once we go back to that, which they don't want us to do, that's why they mess with the family unit. They put the woman in front of the man and the man behind the woman, afraid to say anything. Because she might put him in jail. She's going to beat him down, you know. And we're the only people on this planet where a woman rule over the men. We're not the only ones, but we are the major ones. And when women rule over the men, you're going to have some dysfunction. Because the woman put man here to rule. But see, one thing about in Africa is women, they did the choosing, made the decision. They was worshipped by the men because they know the importance of the woman. And right now, we don't worship our women. Our women don't worship us. So we got to change that mindset. Repent, change the mind. And the reason I dwell on the family unit because I know this for a fact. Once we reverse this spell they put on us, everybody else gonna line up, especially the black woman. If she changed her mindset from being angry and putting that poison in the children's head, you're gonna be like your sorry daddy, that baby mama drama and all of that, and start respecting a black man, then you're gonna see the change. Because they're the ones that hypnotize. Like I say, hypnosis. Our women under hypnosis. That's why so many of them do the same thing. And they don't even know they're doing it. They think they're right, but they did wrong. The alpha male won't take all of that bickering and all that disrespect and all of that, you know. That's why a lot of women be left by themselves. And they blame it on the man. Now, sometimes you got to look at yourself, men too. You can't blame each other. You know, you got to look inside yourself. Look at your true feminine energy and look at your true masculine energy. Because you need that balance. They both work hand in hand. But you need that 50-50 love. Not 30-70 hate. Love and hate. That's a thin line. We need the power of love. When we send that power of love through our children, they'll be all right. Nobody be able to touch them, physically or mentally. And mentally, first of all, because we be in our right state of mind. Because once we get in our right state of mind, we got dominion over everything, including the other human beings, because they came from us. And we don't the ones got the spiritual and the melanated connection to the universe. Like I said earlier, we're a piece of the universe walking the planet. There's no doubt about it. Oh, we came from the dust back to the air. When you burn you up, you're going to throw some dust out to the air. But you ain't come from the dust and stardust. That's why I put a lot of emphasis on the animals, the universe, and the family unit because it's all connected. The love vibration. And we in the age of Aquarius. And that's the age of enlightenment. It's a shift that's going on. It's an age of consciousness, true consciousness, awareness, enlightenment. So I tell everybody, I ain't come to make nobody no friends because I walk by myself. I walk with my ancestors. I don't need nobody. I don't need no entourage or nothing like that. Nobody follow. Because once I give you the message, it's up to you to use it. A lot of them, they do use it. A lot of them don't. Some of them use it later. But as long as you got it, that's my job. And like I said, I ain't come to make no friends because I come to wage a war. See, this the battle of the brains, not the battle of the guns or the knives or all these other weapons. Nuclear weapons is the battle of the brains. Now, and our brains are second to nobody. Our DNA, everything about it is second to nobody because it's a melanin. That's a powerful molecule. The carbon. Carbon is what produced melanin. It's a derivative from the carbon. So that's the real black power, like I mentioned before. That's the real black power that we have. It's not the color of your skin, but the color of your soul, your essence, your psyche, your spirit. The way they say mind, body, and soul. The mind is the psychological part. The body is the physical, and the soul. What is the soul? The spirit, the heart, pineal gland. See, once you activate, hear the truth, that's when you're gonna be tested. And if that truth, you let it flow all the way up to your pineal gland, then you say, now you see the world the way you're supposed to see it. You see the doors and everything are opening up different. You see it in your true state of mind. That's what they don't want. Because once we get there, they can't control us. Should nobody rule, no man rule over another man and tell him what he can and can't do in his house and on his land. Should no man or woman pay for anything on this planet? There's too many resources. See, what I'm talking about is no child left behind. No child. Because everybody on this planet got to abide by their universal law. Mother Moad. Mother Universe. So when they talk about the fallen angels, they're talking about the ones that fell from the law. The laws of Moad, the universal law, start making their own laws. And we the first ones to do it. Everything they did to us, we already did to each other. Wars and everything that we had already started that. Because if we weren't fighting each other, they couldn't came to Africa and took over the way they did. So we got to go back to our roots. I say they stole the fruit, but they could not steal the root. Marcus Garvey said a tree could not grow without its roots. So it's time to feed the root the right information. Black folks, black people, black brothers and sisters united. That's our true weapon. It's unity. They say each every voice and sing to earth and heavenly. See, that's when we got to get back in tune with them. We've been singing the truth all the time. That's what we got to do. Reconnect back to nature and the universe. When they talk about heaven, there's two heavens. There's the universe is heaven, but the state of mind is heaven. And once you reach that higher vibration, that pineal gland, now you know what heaven really is because it's going to connect you to the heaven above. That's why they say so above, so below. So above is all energy, electromagnetic energy and field. Once you get back in sync with it. So if you look at the governments around the world, down in Brazil and all of these other countries, they're doing the same thing on their resurrections and everything. So all these people, they are falling, but they don't know it. They're so set in their ways and their beliefs and their power over people that they really don't see what's coming. They say the line leading the blind, but see, the truth always comes from the bottom to the top, not from the top to the bottom. Because the people that got on the top, they lied, they was that, cheated. Rich man, poor man. They say the meek and the humble going to inherit the earth. So if you rich, you got time to repent. If you poor, you got time to repent. Because guess what? The reason I say that is because you letting some other man control your life. Or you got to pay taxes with it. You got to pay, but they make you pay taxes on everything and buying food on stolen property. They're not indigenous to the United States, but we're indigenous to the whole world. So I just wanted to touch bases, and I wanted to give my grievances and everything, you know, my condolences. Brother Holler, I only had one time, we had one session together, but it was so powerful. And if you can tune in Lance. He has it on his podcast. You can pull it up. It's a very powerful message. Me and that brother, we only talked one time. He was in Virginia, and I was right here in Orlando. But we hit it right off the head, you know, hit everything on the head. So the one truth is for everybody, and it's planted in all of us. So we're in the age of information. So once you start open up your mind and start feeding your heart the right information, you'll be surprised to see how smart you are and what you see in the world and how you see the world. It's going to change your mind. Repent. It's going to make you see things the way you're supposed to see it. In the righteous way, not the unrighteous. And see, that's what our oppressors can't deal with as a righteous mind. That's why they took Kunta Kinte and made him, you know, but they still didn't break it. They cut his foot off and everything, but he passed the message down to his daughter. She passed it to her son. That's how the word got passed down. You see, oh, Mike, I go to church for the word. I said, no, what word did you learn? And nobody never answered that. I said, don't you think your father and your mother supposed to be giving you the word? You're supposed to be going to slave church, the mosque, and all of that. And put your head down, keep your head to the sky. That's going to tell you why. That's Earth, Wind, and Fire. So when they say keep your head to the sky, they're talking about the astrology. And that's where everything began, with the astrology. Even the Bible is a book on astrology, and all those astrologies in there. So I just wanted to touch bases with you all and let y'all know that they can't stop us. There's a force that's going on. The ancestors, universe, nature got our back. See, that's the gun we got. Nature, God, it's all the same. The truth. That's what God represents. And the universe and nature. That's the gun we got. And all we had to do is lift our voice and speak the same language and speak the same truth. And the vibration is going to go throughout the animals, the plants, the oceans, everywhere, the universe. So what you put in the universe, you get back. So let's start putting that positive energy. Because we're the only ones that can straighten the world, the planet out. Because we hit first. We figured out the stars, the moons, and everything before they even evolved. Before they even appeared. So that's why I say we got to go back to the basic instructions before leaving Earth. If you pay attention to the instructions, they'll tell you right there in the book how to raise your children and everything. but we're not obeying those instructions, and we too materialize. So the chaos on the planet, and that's when change always takes place, and that's when the truth always reveals itself. It's not nothing new on the sun. It happened before. This is the last time it's going to happen because we're going to make the whole world conscious. And the ones that don't want to come along with it, they got to die off because the truth is going to reign. But there's so many brothers and sisters, young brothers out there and sisters, the ones that's not killing each other, the ones that are hitting the books, the intellect. And see, once that spread into the ones that's out there shooting each other, they can be saved now because they never had that guidance, that leadership. They never had that father to put them in check. But that's all right. You still can't do that. But you got to do it in the righteous way. You got to do it in a spiritual way, not a religious way. That's what's blocking them out. And once they wake up, this is done deal. Once the South people in the South wake up as a collective, it's a done deal. Africa's waiting on us. That's why we were sent over here. We were figuring it out. But Africa needs us. The whole world needs us. So we are the saviors. And don't let nobody else tell you nothing different. We had to go through this to get back to that truth. Our true state of mind, our high vibration. So we just climbed on that mountaintop that King was talking about. We went up on the rough side. You can't go up on the easy side because the easier it is, the harder you're going to fall. So we the host of the mountaintop, the high vibration. We the host of the universe. We the host of the earth. We the caretakers. So brothers and sisters, it's time for us to illuminate the real Illuminati to wake up. The real esoterics to wake up. Because we do have an agenda. We have a job to do. It's our duty. It's our calling. And you know when you're being called because you've been, even before you was born, your message is already there for you. You've already chosen. It's one person out of the family and stuff is chosen. You might not get along with them, and they might get along with you. You might not understand you and understand, but guess what? That's why you have to leave the family. It's for everybody else, not for the family. They're the last ones that'll get it. I had to understand that why my brothers and sisters couldn't, but they set their ways and everything, but they had this build up about me that was all negative. That wasn't going to do nothing. But I never believed in it. I believed in myself. So I know how the tongue could be, tear a house down and bring it up, build it up. Man or woman. They go just not the woman, it could be the man too. I've seen both sides of it. Hell raising men and hell raising women. But we're not supposed to be there. That's not our true state of mind. So before I will go, I want to, like I say, I want to leave y'all with the real powerful message. I think it was skills. HAMER. It said the revolution will be televised. Won't be televised. Oh, it's being televised now. This change is here. Can you feel it? Can you see it? Can you taste it? All your senses should be tuned in to all of these things. Emotions, the spiritual senses, your ears and everything is wide open. So we can feel and you can hear the love that's pouring down from the heavens up above. So it's time for us to translate that heaven and inject it back into the world because the world needs us. We are the vanguards of the new world order, so they had to come to us. There's no distance. These are facts. It's not belief in anything. It's not make believe. That time is up. So Black Power, Melanated Power, Grand Risers, It's time for us to take our planet back. Brothers and sisters, this is our planet. Peace out.
Just pulled up to the house, don't feel like getting out. I'ma just lay back and crack this window. I've been doing my best, taking a moment to rest, feeling stressed out. Give it a good, I put that on good when it gets hard. I stay on my job like no days off, so you can go home with that broke mentality. Jump on jealousy, my bad. Get away from me, 'cause I've been working all day. Can I catch a break? Give a pretty brown girl her space. You can keep your bitter, I'ma make a better way. Hey, hey, already got the world on me. Give a pretty brown girl her space. You can keep your bitter, I'ma make a better way. Hey, hey, catch a break, better way. Oh, Mom and Dad's only daughter, do I make you proud? Writing my life in lyrics, do you like the sound? Seeking approval constantly. When it's my truth I own, I speak it, don't make sense now. Give it a good, I put that on good when it gets hard. I stay on my job like no days off, so you can go home with that. Jump off my back, 'cause I've been working all day. Can I catch a break? Give a pretty brown girl her space. You can keep your bitter, I'ma make a better way. 'Cause I've been working all day. Can I catch a break? Give a pretty brown girl her space. You can keep your bitter, I'ma make a better way. Hey, hey, already got the world on me. Give a pretty brown girl her space. You can keep your bitter, I'ma make a better way. Hey, hey, catch a break.